One thing we just don't have enough of right now are TV shows based around the foundations of tech companies that focus on the founders of those companies. Okay, there are quite a few. But anyway, we've got another one for you. It's time to talk about Super Pumped, the battle for Uber.
I'm Travis Kalanick, and I will never back down from a fight. And if no one wants to believe in me, I'll make them believe by being undeniable.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who has been writing and talking about TV, movies and the entertainment industry for, well, about 15 years now. Not continuously. I do occasionally take breaks, but not that many, to be honest. If you're not new to the channel, you'll know who I am and probably heard that joke before, so sorry about that. Please do tell the new people to subscribe to Screen OD because they'll get all the best content direct to their feed. And if you do subscribe today, please write in the comments below, I subscribed, and then I can say hi and I can find out a little bit more about the kind of TV and movies that you enjoy. Right, let's get on with the video. And today we are talking about a show that is all about tech. It's all about change. It's all about disruption. It's Super Pumped, the battle for Uber. What is this obsession right now with technology and stories of tech entrepreneurs and startups in TV and streaming? Well, I guess it's a trend, it's a fashion, and things in TV have always moved in trends and with fashions. And of course, technology is one of those things that has completely changed our lives in the last few decades. And the people behind it and the companies that are making that happen are really interesting. They're fascinating. And especially in this kind of tech world of things happening at electric rates and moving fast and breaking things, there are some interesting stories that need to be told. I think we've also seen a trend in recent times of this kind of rise and fall story, especially when associated with these tech companies. And it's produced some really good TV in recent times. If you look up there, you can see the review to We Crashed, which is the story of WeWork founder Adam Newman building that company up before eventually being ousted from the company before there is an IPO. You've got the really excellent story The Dropout, which stars Amanda Seyfried as Elizabeth Holmes. You can watch the full review up there, and that's the story of Theranos, which was a company that she founded, which claimed to be able to diagnose all sorts of different diseases from just one drop of blood. And that again was something that ended up unraveling. Now, if you have seen either of those two shows, or if you are familiar with The Social Network, which of course David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin working together on what some might say is kind of the blueprint or the godfather of this type of story, that of course told the story of Facebook. This is something that's not going to feel completely unfamiliar to you. This is the story of Travis Kalanick, who is the co-creator of Uber and the co-founder of a company that would go on to be a huge success in tech terms and something that will change people's lives and completely disrupt a whole industry. This is the story of his involvement in that, all the way up to a rise and then a fall, as you always seem to get in these shows at the moment. Now, a lot of what went on is fairly well documented, but this is a show that gets inside the story of what happened on that journey.
I'm gonna take this thing the whole way with or without you.
You know you're on your way up, and they slap a target on your back.
We're deceiving the most powerful tech company in the world. Apple should shut you down.
Once we start, we won't stop.
We are disruptors, because that is what revolution requires.
The show is created by Brian Koppelman and David Levien, who, if you're not familiar with their work, are the pairing behind the Showtime series Billions, which stars Damian Lewis as a billionaire. So there's lots of money in that one as well. And it's based on a book by Mike Isaac from 2019, which is an account of the foundations of Uber. And that's where a lot of the story and the storytelling comes from. Now, the way that this has been put together is quite interesting. It's got quite a lot of feel to it of things like The Social Network, and it feels like there is a bit of an homage to some parts of that. There are lots of jump cuts. There is rock music that cuts in and out. There's video game style graphics that appear on screen, and you're not necessarily expecting this, but from time to time you get interjections of narration and voiceover from the legendary film director Quentin Tarantino, who uses some choice language at times in the show. And I think all of this contributes to a feeling of a visual and a way, a sense, creating a sense of the energy and the speed at which Uber and its founder are pushing forward. Kalanick is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I think does a really good job of trying to channel this kind of mixture of boyish charm and arrogance, impatience, at times what seems to be petulance and rudeness, and all of these things that are at the beginning apparently driving things forward, but as time goes on, and as we've seen in some of these other series where these things started off as being useful to the company's success, start to become seen as liabilities.
Travis's ego's getting in the way, needs to be checked.
No one who wills an entire sector into being is in a balanced place.
My own investors are plotting my demise.
It's worth looking out as well for great performances in the show from the likes of Chandler, who plays Bill Gurley, who's a venture capitalist who is involved in the financing of Uber in the early days. You've got Jon Bass, who plays Garrett Camp, who is the other co-founder of Uber. And then you have Thurman, who puts in a really interesting performance as Arianna Huffington. Now, as I said before, the story of Uber is not one that's probably particularly new to a lot of viewers, and in fact even the story of Travis Kalanick is something that has been well documented in newspapers, in books, and it's something that people may know a little bit about. But the way that the TV show has been made, the way that it's been put together, the quite arresting visual style of it, as well as some really good casting and some great music in the background, some interesting ways of doing the storytelling, make this feel like a fresh story, make it feel like something that will capture you and keep your interest for all 7 parts. So I recommend that if it is the type of show that you like, and you do need to like things like The Social Network. Now the lines in it are quite techie at times, and there is sometimes even a kind of slight feeling of that sort of Aaron Sorkin style line coming through. Not quite there, but that sort of thing. If that's the kind of TV you like, I do recommend that you give Super Pumped a try. Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber, is available to watch right now in the UK if you have Paramount Plus, new streaming service that has only just recently launched in the UK. Now, I know that it's been available for a little bit longer in the US on Showtime and also on Paramount Plus.
It's gone too far. I can't line up with you. I gotta stick with the company.
I am the company!
Okay, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, why not hit that like button, because then more people will get to see it. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to Screen OD, because then you'll get to see all the best stuff that is on TV and on the streaming services, and you can just kick back, put your feet up and relax, and it will arrive in your feed, and you can concentrate on just watching great content rather than having to seek it out. Right, until next time, thanks again for watching. Do check out all the other videos on Screen OD, and we'll see you again very soon.